And we're live. Welcome to Pod Time, bitch. How's your guys' weekend going? Like I don't already know.
So far, so good, Craig.
Craig,
Yeah, I'd say it's going pretty damn good. Actually, can I show you something I got?
is it
Like actually a few things
is
I might
it
make it my new
naughty?
pod shirt. It is slightly,
Oh, it's video.
but not in the ways you probably think.
It's video,
That
but
might
we can't get banned for it. Elvira,
yeah,
Very
I
right.
nice.
I do have
I
a
know.
sultry Elvira picture I could look up at
I like it.
Nice.
right next to another picture that I can't show at all.
What's crazy is Kara's the one that actually got that for me over the weekend.
Do you want to use her real
She was
name? I mean,
oh
it's
fuck.
live.
What are you talking about? Wasn't her real? What are you talking about?
It's all right.
You know nobody knew that before you said anything.
Well, that's my job to point this stuff out.
Well, I didn't use her last name, so it's not the worst.
It was
Jacoby,
just what I said, but
That's all good. That's gonna happen from time to time. As
yeah.
long as it's not like while we're like insulting or making really like offensive jokes, it's all
remember,
good.
this isn't like the other old podcasts where I could insert the beeps
Yeah, I
for
know.
comedy
I know.
relief. We're live.
Don't worry, I won't make that
I
same
mean,
mistake.
in post, whenever I rip the VOD off and post it on other stuff, I could I could do it then. But for anybody live, we'll get it live without the beeps.
Good.
That's good. Oh, I'm gonna give it to you. I brought uncut cocaine from Bolivia.
Oh. All right, Craig. How's your week?
I've been on vacation playing games, and the little lady's been fighting pneumonia. So
Oh,
it's been all right. I guess as good as it can go. She's doing a really good job of just relaxing,
that's
but
good.
you could tell for being 5, she's already like I want to get up and go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with this.
Yeah, pneumonia's no joke though.
It's
Hopefully,
her it's her week off for is it fall break? So I was like, I'll use vacation since I can't use it starting next month. And then she's sick, so I was like, all right, I'll just play a lot of Texas Chainsaw and get things set up on the computer for the stream.
is she eating a lot of soup?
No, she's rarely eating at all. Like it's a fight to
Oh,
get her to eat.
damn.
I don't know. She likes soup.
You never tried?
I've never seen her eat it. But that doesn't mean that her mommy hasn't been like, here's some soup.
Yeah. And she was like, hell yeah, give me
Tina, fat lard, come get your soup. Uh, let's see. We have anything else going on before we jump into our first review?
Nope, I'm ready to start.
Well, I've had a pretty boring week. And not gonna lie.
Nothing exciting?
Uh, I would say the most exciting part, if you want to call it exciting, was the fact that I took my car in and it was in the shop for 5 days. And while they tried to fix it, they also crossed wires. So now I kind of feel like, you know, that scene in Big Fat Liar when Freddie Muniz like switches all the wiring and like as he's like stomping on the pedals, shit's going off and pushing buttons and other things are happening. It's kind of what happened. I don't know what they did, but it messed up the Bluetooth as well as my AC. So now when I want to have normal AC, I actually have to turn it off from my face so it goes on my face. Because if I use the normal AC, it turns on the defrost. And for some reason, my Bluetooth, when it's connected, if I have any app open, like any apps, it immediately acts like it's in a phone call.
Does
As
it not
I
sound?
I can't even explain that one. That one I don't even know.
I thought you were gonna say you had to use your Bluetooth to turn on the AC.
Dude, it it feels like it though, because once I got the Bluetooth finally working, like I had to like jerry rig it and like turn stuff on and off and unplug and replug and then change like the sources like 3 times. Like I just kept going back and forth until it finally like picked up and started playing my audio because it was like acting like it was playing, but it wasn't playing. It was it was being weird.
You
But
only said jerry rig because we're streaming.
don't no need to call out expressions.
We all know what you really meant.
Why you gotta point me out like that? Why you gotta blow my spot up?
I don't know. It's something I
That's
do.
rude. But well, I got it working, but yeah,
Are
it's
they
it's all fun.
are they going to fix it all since they messed it up?
Yeah, I called them about that first thing this morning, and they were like, "Well, as long as it's not a new issue. If there's anything new, though, we might have to charge." I was like, "You motherfucker!
It's like it is a
You're
new
trying
issue
to."
because you fucked it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm worried about. I'm worried that it's become a new issue because they were the ones that fucked it up. So they said I couldn't even drop it off today. They said they had nobody there, so I have to drop it off on Monday. So
There
I
we
don't
go.
know.
We're in
Fingers
full screen.
crossed they don't. Huh?
Oh, I was just saying I switched us into full screen. So that way
Oh,
like all
cool.
the extra stuff isn't popping up on stream. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I forgot about not using real names, so it's all good.
It's alright. So since you just finished the movie 20 minutes ago, would you like to start us off on A Night of Something Strange?
Oh my god, the title fits perfectly for starters. Because it is beyond strange, and it just gets even stranger as it goes. You know, I was. I don't even know where to start. I want to start at the beginning for people that have never seen it, but I just want to jump in because I just have a question that I want to pose to you guys. Like, at what point did you realize? I mean, do you mind if I jump in? Because I can't.
Are we going spoilers straight away? Are we trying to
Oh,
do it? I'm cool with doing spoilers straight away.
I'll say spoil. Can we?
It's
Well, how about this be the alert, right? Spoiler alert. If you don't want to
yeah,
know about the movie, tune out.
it's hard to not give spoilers when trying to describe this movie.
Yeah.
It's not like another movie where you could just like generalize something. It's like
Yeah,
everything in this is very extreme on purpose.
yeah. I would say extreme.
Like the patty caking.
Yeah, that one shocked me. The first one, I was like, God damn, where did this come from? I
In the
didn't
first
expect it at all.
or the second one after that. I don't know if you count one and not one because one was deceased.
I don't count that. I don't count that. I mean, it's disgusting.
I
Huh?
was just messing around.
Your
Without
audio, I don't know about you, but it's cutting out on me. Like when you start talking, it's like it's not there. and then it kicks in. I don't know if it's like it takes a second to register your voice or something, but
Yeah.
I had it in a so maybe it was blocked by something. Is that better?
yeah, actually it is. It
Okay.
didn't cut you out in the first, like on the first sentence.
The movie
But
doesn't
anyway,
happen without the first one.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, can you call that? Can you call that patty caking if they're dead?
No, necrophilia.
Yeah, that is for sure. It's freaky. It's out there. I'm
There,
not gonna
it,
lie. It was kind of weird how it jumped to it too. Like I thought there was gonna be more of a build up, and
oh,
it just starts off with the creepy shot of the janitor walking through a hospital, kind of dark, and then he just dips into the morgue. And I don't know if it was like I looked away, but I didn't even know he walked into the morgue. The next thing I know is he's lifting up a sheet and there's a dead body, and then another dead body, and then he just starts patty caking the body.
see, I think
Good
the
old
movie holds up,
Cornelius.
but the better special effects makes it the tone weird for me, because it's like after the necrophilia, he gets sick. He's at home. I don't know if that was his mom or his girlfriend. I couldn't tell because of the age. Looked like there was an age difference, but also as soon as we saw him there, you can never really get a good look at his face, so I couldn't tell how if he was older either. But
No,
she
I
from
mean,
he's not coming down, so she goes upstairs. He's standing there peeing on his bed, right? So she's
yeah.
like, Cornelius, what are you doing? And he turns around, peeing. She stands in the stream, does not move away. She's just like, and then he patty cakes her. So it's like the tone is so weird.
I
Yeah,
didn't realize
I
how
didn't get.
funny the term patty cakes is actually going to be.
Yeah, no, actually, that's why I was like, that's pretty good.
It
I
came to
like
me because
using
I was thinking Roger Rabbit when they're like
it.
playing patty cake. Although, I mean, that's a different kind of patty cake than what we're referencing.
But you see how the tone is just weird. Like there's so much of that in the movie, and I just think it's weird or it's hard to write a comedy horror movie where that is your driving evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's an.
Yeah,
I mean, I get
zombies,
the.
zombies for the most part, except for when they get you, they don't eat you, they patty cake you.
It's a good one. I mean, did you? I don't know if you know this, but if ugh, I'm jumbling over my words. If if you actually have sex with a dead body, you can contract bacteria in your nether regions. I don't know how PC we want to get with this.
Nether,
So
yes.
I don't know what it's called or anything, but I'm 100% sure that you'd catch something if you did that.
yeah.
We've been going for 17 minutes, so we're past the YouTube algorithm for cursing. So if you want to say,
Oh, okay,
if you
cool.
want to say it, you're free to now.
Oh, right on. I didn't know there was a limit. Okay, so
It's like the first 5 minutes of YouTube listens for any cursing. After that, it
okay.
it really doesn't as much.
Well, if your dick can actually catch bacteria and it can affect you, but the the spin for their premise is somewhere I would have never gone. That shit is pretty hysterical to infect you and to kill you in the process and then turn you into a patty cake and zombie.
Yeah.
That is a that is a twist on that genre.
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
don't remember most of the characters' names. There was some disturbing imagery,
Come on,
which
how do
I
you not remember
Is
Dirk?
it
That's one I remember. That's definitely one I remember.
See, there's Christine. There's
Don't know.
Freddie.
No Freddy.
Freddie's like the
Yeah,
cocky, like,
the asshole.
yeah.
He's
There's
just that.
Betty.
He was funny, but his character is too much. Too
Dude.
much.
The fact that he could walk in there and be like, "Oh wow, you're already ready for me, baby." Like,
When he wasn't even a zombie.
there was no reason.
Like, oh, you're sleeping ass up naked because you're ready for me.
With your weirdly like 100-pound extra body and short hair.
Yeah,
Oh my
for
god.
whatever reason, I remembered him being a survivor at the end. I completely forgot how how he died, and I was like,
The
"Oh,
only thing
I
that
like this.
is horror movie victim screaming, like the screaming of a victim in a horror movie, is bad. That's the only thing I remembered going back into it. So I knew he was going to bite it.
Yeah.
I also
I almost
forgot."
had hope. Oh, sorry. Go
I
on.
was just say I also forgot about the other spin about the weird redneck angle where he like kidnaps him.
Yeah, like
I
the
Yeah.
Texas family.
Yeah, I completely forgot that was happening.
Me too.
That
And
that made me laugh a lot. I was gonna bring that up. It's like there's a story within a story there, and then they never really touch down on other than the fact that it exists.
yeah,
Like for how
Yeah,
long?
it wrapped
How
up
many
so.
bodies?
It was like
And
2.5, 3 minutes total of that storyline.
it made no sense too. Like and the head that they start eating, or the guy that starts eating. It had to have been sitting there for months for it to be that black.
Yeah,
It's decayed so much. And you
and we
just
didn't.
have to ask yourself, for how long is it going on?
oh, your audio was cutting out again.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
That we don't even see the person in the clown mask before that scene, right?
I don't think
You do.
so.
I don't remember
Yeah.
seeing him.
When they're checking into the hotel, Freddy and that what's the for the
Jason.
lack of a better term, Jason. Okay, thank you.
I remember.
Yeah. Poor kid. Poor kid.
Yeah, yeah.
But, uh, I mean, dude, at what point do you just like? I was screaming at the screen. I was like, "Stop being a bitch!" Like for the love of God, man up! Like once, tell him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, that didn't bother me because he was weird too. So I was like, go
He
ahead.
was, yeah, he was a weird fucking kid, which is probably why they treated him like that.
Well,
But,
Yeah,
he
okay,
wanted
so
his cousin.
yeah.
oh, that's right. I almost forgot about that part. Holy crap,
And when his
that's
cousin
true.
making out in the back seat, he like moved the mirror so he could see it and was like rubbing on himself. The movie's just so it just goes
Yeah.
so far every way. It really reminds me of a trauma movie. But the bad effects of a trauma movie, I don't know. I take it in differently. So whenever there's better effects, I don't know. It's just kind of weird that it was so goofy, but yet had some very serious stuff going on in it. Like it should have been just a straight zombie movie and not a patty cake and zombie movie.
You didn't like that angle?
I
In a straight movie, yes, but not in a comedy horror movie. I just don't. Maybe if it was written a little bit differently because it's just so extreme. Like when Cornelius comes up on the hotel guy and Dirk and that girl, and they turn around and he's like, himself, and then it explodes like a whole
Oh,
milk
that's
truck
it.
all over him when he
uh,
releases, and it's like that's a very extreme, goofy campiness. And
I
then
like how it was like battery acid to his skin.
yeah, it's so they do so campy, over the top goofiness, and I just don't think that gels with so many patty cakings all throughout the movie by zombies and non-zombies alike.
I do like how they. I don't know if you felt like this. This is how I felt. But did you like how it was kind of like a little shop of horrors moment in there?
Uh,
The
are you talking?
Remember
Are you talking about
when
the vagina having teeth and like? Eh.
yeah, it was like fuck me.
was the long penis monster too that was coming at the girl. It just looked like a penis, but the urethral hole was getting real wide and opening and closing and coming after her. And also, it was the penis was really long and getting longer. The penis monster in the trauma movies is terrifying, terrifying.
You know,
See, I thought they were gonna go with Alien when it started opening up. I thought another little one was gonna come
Yeah,
out. And I was really hoping, and when it didn't happen, I kind of got disappointed because I was like, "Damn, that was a missed opportunity."
the director of
Yeah,
that made another movie that I ended up backing on Kickstarter called Johnny Z, and
how was
I haven't watched it yet. I've got the video though on I think Vimeo is like where I can view it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I can't put it on here on a live stream, but I could probably figure out how to stream it through here one day if you guys want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's got the guy that plays
Right,
what the hell's his name? Yeah, Fred.
he's the
Freddy.
main character,
And it's another zombie movie, but the, I
like a good fighter hero, right?
yeah, I don't think there's any patty caking in it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
If there is, then that director obviously likes something.
He's got a fetish.
it was hilarious. I actually forgot that girl was his cousin.
Yeah,
I,
it was like a brief like oh you're in
yeah, I
love
know.
with your cousin, and then that was it.
Well,
I know,
no,
but
her
it's hilarious that technically he gets to have that opportunity later in the movie. That's what I forgot all about that part. So like I didn't think about that when that scene came on.
mm-hmm.
And in
mentioned.
retrospect now I'm like that's pretty fucking hilarious that he finally got to do something, even though it fucked him in the end.
Badly.
Yeah, I would say your face being bitten off and your nipple being bitten off would be the worst part of it.
Yeah.
The guy that played the mailman, that's the director of the movie, I believe.
The
Um,
mailman?
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
the
remember
the
the mailman.
mailman. He's the one that ended up having the big dick at the end that popped out.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay.
Like
yeah. He went to the woman's house
the
that it started at. She killed him.
the mom girlfriend that Cornelius patty caked when she killed him and walked over, and the juices from her ripped out vagina dropped in his mouth and turned him.
Yeah,
Oh,
it kind of gave me of like a vampire moment. It's almost like not only did they have to bite you, but you had to ingest some of them for the turn to actually happen.
yeah. But when that lady put the black dude up in her, it just melted his face. She put his head up in her, and it just melted
True.
his face stuff, and then he just died after that. He didn't turn. There was definitely
Not
some
necessarily.
it worked.
Not necessarily. They did leave cliffhangers. Because you think about it, even at the end, when they're like, "Oh, it's all down in the south," like it clearly spread, and they
That
were insanely hard to kill.
that's
Well,
true.
they weren't insanely hard to kill,
I wish
but
those Philly guys were in it more. Like that one guy was funny. I don't remember his name. What was it, like Buddy? And he's like, "Damn, Buddy, I thought you said you were straight to drive." And I was laughing hard.
Road beers.
yeah, that. Oh
The
my god, that lady, dude, that lady behind the counter. Can we just
Oh, don't you be throwing your bloody tampons in the toilet.
You and
So,
your teens. You and your
is
team bleed so much.
is it just me, or did you guys also, when you seen her, did you think of the woman from Kingpin that Woody Harrelson owes money to when he looks in
Oh,
the mirror and she's like, "Ah."
God.
Like I seen her
No,
and I
man.
instantly thought of that other lady.
Oh my god, that would have. I
So I
forgot
got
all about that.
things really quick. Number one, how did you watch this movie with Abby? I'm sorry.
Uh,
And number two, how did she make it past the first couple scenes, but then throw in a towel in the bathroom scene?
oh, uh, she threw it in when Cornelius went to patty cake his mom girlfriend.
Okay, okay. That makes more sense that
I
she would throw in
believe.
the towel.
Like,
It's like, seriously, we're like 3.5 minutes into the movie and there's already been two?
yeah, I think she did come back in, and
It's fucked up to laugh at that, but it's funny.
she did come back in because I remember telling her like, I think it's over. I don't think he's doing it anymore. And
It's
then
never.
and
Boy,
then
were you
she
wrong.
came in and he was pulling it out of the toilet to go and
Yeah.
she's just like nope. So I sat there and just watched it all myself. And
Shit, that was the grossest shit I've seen. The one that makes me surprised, like I know how it can happen, but how is it Chrissy or Christy or Christine?
I don't remember.
I thought it
I
was
know
Chrissy.
it was a Carrie.
Oh, maybe it was Carrie.
let's see.
Carrie was the cousin.
There's
Yeah.
From
Dirk, Christine,
so,
Cornelius, the mailman, Betty, Freddie, Carrie, Sonny, Pam, Sue, teacher, officer, and then the rest are all uncredited.
all right, Christine was the one that made it most of the way through. Carrie was the friend. So how Carrie got infected was a little kind of beyond me. Like I get it because open vagina, blood, everything, but she
Oh,
didn't. She didn't. She didn't necessarily like rub it in her pussy.
yeah.
You
She
know what
okay.
I mean?
I get that. Like,
That never happened.
he just
So like
fell. But he was
she
covered
just
in
fell.
blood.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but she fell
So
mostly
it
in the
doesn't
hole.
scream that she would get infected, but she did take a while to turn, though, too.
Yeah, you could make the argument that it soaked into her skin, I suppose, but I wouldn't claim like the fact that her vagina was there and it's open tissue that it somehow splashed a drop or two in, or like she slid from like her ass all the way back. Like that didn't happen. She
Yeah,
just landed on it.
yeah. She just
I don't
fell on
know.
it.
Just a butt cheek touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what that begs the question. Like, does it take like actual like insertion or at least through soft tissue of any kind, or is it just epidermis level?
Very. It does seem very vague and inconsistent.
I don't
It's very, especially at the end
I
with
don't
the
think
whole
he thought it through.
no.
Not
This whole
enough.
movie had me
Or he
guessing.
was just like, fuck it, whatever.
I
People
think
will
it's
go
more
with
like
it. People that are going to get past the first couple parts and watch it are going to just possibly
yeah.
overlook.
Also, when they stop at that gas station, the black dude's asleep, and Freddy goes to pull down his pants and fart in his face, and he squirts out poop whenever he does it. So like over the top, and it made a like a I'm sorry,
Like a catch up.
it's like a weird like a goofy noise that farts don't sound like, you know.
Yeah.
uh, it's just so tonally all over the place for me.
Sorry, I just muted
And they
myself. I
never
was
he
coughing.
never even brings it back up. Like it literally sat on his face.
Yeah.
He never once said anything about it.
No.
He just let it go. He was just like, no, I don't know why it smells like shit everywhere I go right now, but it really smells like shit everywhere I go.
Thought that because he never said it out loud. It never came back up.
No,
Never wiped it off his face. Nothing.
no,
He
not
was
at
just
all.
worried about getting his drink.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, his fucking what he kept was it tea?
I don't
What
remember.
the, he kept asking for like the same type of tea and then some nuts.
Was it like a ginger tea or something like that?
Yeah, ginger. It was a
Oh,
tea and then ginger snaps or something like that. I swear to it was like a food.
I don't remember what he was asking for. I just remember that's all. Like he would, anytime somebody was leaving, he would just ask him like to get him a drink and a snack, and they were always like, yeah, and he never gave him money.
So, bottom line though, would you guys watch this again? Or how long do you think it would be before you would watch it again, even if you would watch it again?
Oh, the last time I watched it was like 2016, maybe 2017, and then again last week. So was that 6 or 7 years? I'll probably watch it again in another 6 or 7 years after I forget about it.
It's gonna take me a long time to forget about.
Oh,
What was that like?
oh, you don't forget a lot of
Earth.
it.
Earth just Google hero, and I'm number one.
That
That's
was
gonna be a long time.
that was
That-
the greatest cheesy one line in that movie to me when he
Yeah.
said it.
You remember that? I don't remember,
immediately.
but at the very beginning, it was like an action. It was like a zombie action type movie, and but it was a comedy. And somebody would come in, and he would do something crazy, and then the frame would freeze, and text would come on, and he'd be like the hero, and then he'd be like, "Come with me if you want to live." And then there'd be another scene, and he'd die like right away, and then somebody else would step up and do something, and pause again, and be like the hero. Or something like that, but like it kept like introducing people throughout, and do you remember have you seen this movie?
No,
It's really, I forget what it's called. I can't remember offhand.
uh,
Beast. I think it's called Beast
no, I don't. I
Beast.
don't think I've seen it.
movie. Yeah, really good. And that's a comedy horror movie like that with a nice tone and then good writing and stuff like that.
I'm a,
Really
This one
good.
I think was meant to be bad because even like in that guy's scenes, the guy that you said directed it and wrote it,
yeah.
he at one point, if you look, he changes up the placement of his face scar, like his facial scarring and tearing, like in the exact same scene too. Like it wasn't even a different scene. It was the same fuck.
Here.
You cut out there really bad, man.
Oh, I said you think that was on purpose though and not a continuity error?
Yeah, I kind of do now. I mean, look how cheesy everything was, and it got only cheesier and cheesier as the movie went
But they
on.
any other blatant continuity errors like that. You would think if they're going to do it once, they would do that a lot. Have somebody wearing an eye patch on one eye and you go back to them again, and it's on the other eye, or
Well,
something
you
like
think about it,
one
the poop that
eye.
never got brought up.
Huh?
I said the poop that never got brought up. I mean,
That,
there's that.
that's different. That's not continuity. That's them for. That's not a blatant continuity error. That's them forgetting to write something to follow up with that. See, so in my opinion, they probably forgot to do a crucial shot they needed. So then they got back together to reshoot that one shot, and the scars were done differently on the face. Because they thought they remembered and didn't go back to check, or for whatever reason. Like if it's only one continuity error, there should be a bunch if that's the type of humor they're going for. Don't you think?
I don't know. I mean, like we've already established, their humor was kind of sporadic and out there, random at times as well. I mean, they could have just
But
added
they
it. I mean, think about it this way: having only one continuity issue in the, I don't know. I mean, you would think that it would have gotten messed up at least one other time in the movie.
There might have been ones we didn't notice.
True, that's true too.
But if that's a joke and that's what you're going for, then people are going to notice it. You're going to do it in a way where they're going to notice that the scars are differently placed, the blood is differently placed, things like that. They would want you to notice it because that's what they're going for. They want to make that's a joke that they're going for. So if they do it so subtly you can't see it, then it's just not well done.
That's true.
I would like to think he did it on purpose as just like a one-off. Like, hey, instead of just do it on this side, we'll get people just for the continuity issues that people like. Could have just thrown it in there. I don't know. But either way, I'd like to think it. But
I do believe that the writer director is a fan of the genre. I do believe that. But I definitely think there was some issues with the writing, and I don't know that I'd ever plan to watch it again. I definitely couldn't watch it with Maritza. She would probably leave me if I tried to do that. She almost did when I had her watch VHS, and that's very tame compared to
oh,
this one.
oh, sorry, you mean the movie VHS? I thought you literally meant just watching a VHS. I was like, wow, she almost left you for that?
And I exaggerate that a little bit, but she was furious. She's like, I can't believe you would have me watch that. So
Damn.
I don't know what's exactly safe, but I know that one's not. I know that one is not safe. I'm never going to watch that with her, so I probably won't ever watch it again. But I did forget about it since the last time I watched, and I didn't remember anything about it. So if for some reason I was curious enough to check it out, because I was like, there was something about that movie I can't remember, maybe, but I don't intend to watch it again. It was fine. I don't regret watching it even the second time, but yeah, not great. But I appreciate all horror movies, so kudos for that.
Well, then I guess it sounds pretty disturbing if I were to say I'm adding it to my spank bank.
There's a
It's
lot of good
becoming
stuff in
nightmare.
there.
There's one decent scene, couple seconds. It's nice. It worked, but
See,
You just got to
you
be
just
into
gotta
it.
cut it into clips.
yeah.
That opening
That's
scene
it.
is what does it for me.
Eh,
Yeah,
There's
we both.
a scene of Metro. Did you ever read Metro?
I have it. I didn't read it.
Very similar to the opening scene in Metro.
You're talking about Q and Walt's Metro book, right?
Yeah.
I backed it on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, whichever one it was on.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I have not read it though.
Good, really
The
good. I'd definitely get a second volume if they came out with one.
is I have the same issue. Like I'll go to start to read something, no matter how much I want to read it. I get like 30 seconds in, and I'm like, I'm done reading.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
It happens. But Colin Bunn was also co-writing that as well, and he's hit or miss for me. Metro was good, and some stuff doesn't. I don't feel some stuff is decent. But he has one miniseries. It's called Deadpool's Secret Wars, and it's a tie-in to the original Secret Wars from the '80s.
Yeah,
And it's really, really good. One of the best miniseries that I've ever read. Really good. But you have to have read the initial
original, the run.
to understand how it ties in and stuff. This is not really a spoiler because obviously Deadpool is not in the '80s Secret Wars,
Yeah,
but in his Secret Wars, it's like he was there the whole time and we just didn't see him. And then they actually have a reason why you don't know that he was there the whole time at the end. It's done so well. I couldn't recommend it more. Way to
It's
go,
just
Colin Bunn.
sounds interesting.
yeah. Like I said, man, you should bring it on and just do a read.
Yeah, like actually read a comic on here. I don't know if that would go well.
I'm telling
I
you
see,
right now, man, it's
I see.
surprisingly interesting. That's like being like audiobooks, like those will ever catch on,
Well, comics are a visual medium, though, and I know there's
but they don't
podcasts
always have to be.
and music in the background and stuff like that, and they're not reading comics; they're writing a radio play that has comic book characters and stuff. So I don't know that
Kevin
that would.
Kevin Smith on the original Fat Man on Batman before it changed did a reading of Swamp Thing, two Swamp Thing issues,
Mm,
and those were really good episodes. All he did was just read the book.
huh?
To be fair,
Maybe I'll
there's probably more dialogue.
look
That's the
into him
only thing.
if I see how he did it, and I think that was good, and I could do it too. Maybe I'll do it.
He That one, I don't think he had video of that one back then. That one was just audio. But
Mm,
he would do like a darker, deeper voice for Swamp Thing, and I think the episode was like Swamp Thing invading Gotham City,
mm.
Yeah.
and like it can be done really well. I don't know if you'd want to do different voices for characters like he did, but anyway, that's what he did, and it was
I mean, I
good.
would if I like. I'm just not sure.
I'd like to listen to it again, but they're behind his paywall now.
Mm.
Yeah. That's the only bad part.
I'm not saying that they're not worth paying to get again, but I don't want to pay just to get those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I would, off the top of my head, would prefer to have you guys read those things, and then we could discuss it and review that.
It would
There's a
take
lot
me
of
a long ass time to.
is like 12 issues, and it's written in 80s style, so it is a little. It took me a little while to read it. Worth it. It was good, but it made even better by Secret Wars. It was so great.
Your room is getting dark.
Yeah, it is. And I had to plug my charger in.
You're terrible
I
at
So,
wouldn't.
keeping your phone charged.
actually, it was at 46 before we started, so I thought it was going to be plenty. I was surprised as soon as
You're
my screen went dark.
you're using an app and you're using your camera like
Yeah,
constantly, and it's been 46 minutes so far.
damn.
Time flies when you're having fun talking about patty caking.
Yeah, I never realized how fun it would be. Now I'm
So
just trying to
so
find a way for my phone.
overall, what grade would you give it?
Overall, oh my god, man, I don't know.
What's that?
Like a letter grade.
We could do letter. We could do whatever. Five.
Uh,
We could do five Freddy. Uh, uh, five Freddy gloves. Up to five Freddy gloves for 5 star. Would you give it a? Would you give it a solid 1.5 Freddy glove?
I'd give it
Mm,
a big 1.5, and the half would strictly be the middle finger. I don't know. That movie, I mean, dude, it was a chore to watch just because of how cheesy it got.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe one. If we're doing halves, and you can give a movie a half, I don't think it's a half, but I'd go one.
Well, that's
And
why I said the half would just be a middle finger.
I'd give it. I'd probably give it a two. Two
You
out of
give it a
five.
2?
It it had its over the top fun moments. It like over the top bad, hopefully on purpose.
I
Like
think a lot of that was on purpose. Like the bad part, like the bad writing. I think a lot of the bad writing was on purpose. I mean, the cheesy lines.
I
And
enjoyed it.
every time we try to pull out of the fucking parking lot, he's like, "All right, let's get out of here," and then something else would happen.
Hmm.
Like I liked it.
I'll drive.
I didn't hate it, but I have to base it on. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't watch it again. I don't think I can give it more than a 1.
It can be a
I
tough watch.
It's almost half, which I believe half would be average, right? So I mean, you're saying that it's almost your average movie, and I don't think it's that good. That's just my opinion.
I would say 2.5 is average. Like it's a little below average for me. I liked the cheesy.
And a half.
I liked the
I,
cheesiness
like
of
I
it.
say, watch this once, not to everybody. If you're a guy, hey, watch this once. See what you think. But I don't want to watch it again. No, I don't want to watch it
No,
with you. But you should watch it once, though.
I'll watch it with you again in another give it another 7 years. Enough for me to forget a lot of it again.
Terrible.
Some stuff you
Why did
can't
the
forget, but a lot
Why
of
did
it I did.
the hotel owner, who played the hotel owner? I remember
he
his
looks.
face, but I
Let me
He's a character actor. He plays bit parts in a lot of stuff.
let me
I
it
never knew it.
almost looked like
see.
that guy from, oh, what the fuck is his name? I don't know his name, but he plays the first guy that Keanu Reeves goes after in John Wick. It kind of looked like that guy, but with like a bunch of makeup and a beard added.
Hmm. No, I've definitely seen him in a lot of things, but I just can't. I can't place any of it right now.
I know, neither can I.
I'm
But
trying
he
to look it
definitely
up, but
looks
I'm not
familiar.
seeing him.
These Wyoming guys need to be locked up. They're monsters.
Yeah, I'm not seeing who plays him.
Wyoming guys? Am I missing
All
something?
game.
What happened?
Oh, one of them just gave somebody a German suplex, and then he like kind of pounded his back when he was getting up and was like just dogging him. And then another one, there was people dove on a pile, and the Air Force guys were on the pile, and then I swear the Wyoming guy just went like that and like punched the pile. I don't think anything happened to it, but I'm like, that's weird. Maybe there's different rules in football in college. I don't know. I just got a bet on this game, so I'm watching it.
Oh,
I
anything.
I put $5 into DraftKings just to get the $200 bonus you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and I have no idea what the hell the bet was. But I bet a bunch of different little bets where it was, at the top of the app, it had like across like what a bunch of people were doing. So I was like, I'll just click this
Yeah,
and click this and click this. And I ended up winning 110.
nice.
And then I still have some bonus money for betting. And I put it all on a UFC fight tonight. And I have no idea who the fuck these people are.
Oh yeah, I forgot UFC or not UFC, but isn't that Logan Paul Dylan Dennis fight on tonight? The boxing
Uh,
match.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's
I'm
that's
not sure.
that's gonna
Uh,
be crazy.
it was just, I clicked on UFC because uh, they don't do betting on WWE or AEW on that site. Oh, we lost pork fat.
There it
Oh,
I'm so
goes.
all
I'm not
right.
gonna lie, you guys are tempting me to get
sorry.
on
I should
this.
have said something. I gotta return.
You if you could hear us, you're cutting out really bad. I
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. I have to step away just to return a message really quick, but I'll be right back. Okay. But I can still hear you, so go ahead and keep talking.
All right. No
Okay.
problem.
I was gonna say you guys are really making me want to try this after seeing the success that he's had and now hearing about yours. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, it kind of makes me interested. Just throwing in like you said, it starts off.
I threw in 5 to get the bonus.
Yeah. I mean, and 5 is not bad. I mean, 5. And it
And
sounds like if you place your bets right, you can actually win that back pretty easily.
ooh, I opened it up and I've got 5150. Something happened.
Yeah, I've
Another.
been having fun. I like football, but I don't have enough time to really pay attention to anything else. So now, whenever I'm watching a game, I actually have something to root for because I don't really care about the team. I just want them to win me some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
I
that
hit,
that being like a
haven't hit a lot after that, but I won a little, but lost a little more. But I'm still way up because of how much I won on that first big one.
yeah, that was a sweet bet, man. Not
Yep,
gonna lie.
that was one of the bonus bets too. It was the deposit match because the more you deposit up to $100, I think they'll match it. But they just give it to you in one bet. So you deposit $50, they'll give you a $50 bet you can place. So mine was 100, so I put $100 on that game. So it was a risk, but it was a big payout.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I mean, you look at their stats on how many times they've played
Yeah.
and won. I'm surprised that they gave them such bad odds, even with all the stuff that is going on with the team right now. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like, if you look at the odds throughout the years, it's crazy how many times that they've come ahead versus the Cowboys. Because it was the. Do you mind if I say the game?
No.
It was the Cardinals and the Cowboys game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at the stats throughout the years, even when the Cardinals haven't been a winning team or have had a decent team, even they have somehow pulled it out of their butts to beat the Cowboys. I don't even
That's
know how.
that's true. But I am a Cardinals fan. Normally, I don't bet on Cardinals games, but I was just like I said, it was a big risk, and so I don't like to bet against the Cardinals. So if I bet a Cardinals game, I'm betting for them. Like I said, it was a big risk, but it was a big reward.
That was a good choice, and I understand what you mean. Being a Cardinals fan myself, or maybe not a fan. I don't know. I've been so out of football now that I can't really. I feel like I shouldn't call myself a fan. Like I'm an observer at this point. It feels like just
You could still be a fan of football, though.
no. I am. I would and I would say I'm a fan of the
You
Cardinals,
can still
even
say,
if
still say that. I don't mind.
yeah. Thank
I
you.
think I speak.
Honestly, 'cause I always feel like I'm gonna get that question. Oh yeah, well then name me three players. And I was like, I can name you three, but I mean, that's probably like almost where I have to draw the line now. I used
Yeah,
to know their entire roster, even even their
at one
second and
point.
third string. Yeah, I'm not that way anymore. But it's just super hard with being a family man. Plus, like, I'll be honest, some of the loss, man. I mean, it fucking sucked. Like, it really like it's sad
Yeah,
that it kind of ruined my day. But there were days where when they lost, it kind of like bummed me out, and I'm like, damn it, man, I just wanted one good thing today. Because normally I had to work, so I would have to stand on my feet for 10 hours and deal with people that I didn't want to deal with and bosses that I didn't want to deal with. And then to
yeah.
also hear, oh yeah, by the way, the Cardinals blew it in the fourth quarter again when they were up by 20 somehow. Like, oh my god, it's soul crushing.
They did that at the Giants game this year. I went to that game. We were up 21-0 at halftime. Then they came back. Giants scored once. We scored again. So we were up 28-7, and we still lost that game. We lost that
See,
game 30-27 or 28-8-27, something like that.
Yeah.
see,
It was
that's what
very
I'm talking
sad.
about.
Going to
It's
a
as
game
if
too.
it honestly, it's as if it's on purpose. Like why is it always like that? Like I mean, I hate to say that you can count on the Cardinals for one thing, and the truth is like the one thing that you can always count on is a fourth quarter fuck up.
Yeah, well, we have good years and we have bad years, just like anybody else. We just
I
have
don't
more
know.
bad than
I don't
good.
know. Yeah, for real.
But what's
And every time
what's
we think
next?
we're gonna have a good quarterback, sorry, I don't mean to. See, that's why I don't talk about football because I'll go off on a rant. I'll just yeah. What else is on the docket?
Miramax bought rights to the Halloween franchise to turn into a TV show.
How do you feel about that, being a Halloween fan?
I am excited that we're going to get a TV show. Hopefully it does well. Because if it does, then that means every year, other than whoever gets movie rights and does whatever they're going to do, assuming the TV show does really well, we're going to get a Halloween TV show to follow. They could go any
Do you think it's
direction
gonna
with it.
do?
Like they could pick
Okay.
up like where Halloween 5 left off with the Jamie Lloyd stuff, and then they could be like, well, we're gonna follow 4 and 5, but we're not gonna include the Curse of Michael Myers. We're gonna pick up later on in the story. And we're gonna bring Danielle Harris back, and she's gonna be older, and we're gonna get.
And she's time.
She's what?
She's like Dexter. She's been a serial killer this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Background. We're gonna catch up with her in her career during her serial killing career.
It's like if you go in, if you take the Curse of Michael Myers along with it, then it's like it's her character's dead, and then there's this weird like, is it an incest baby with Michael? That baby was, or did one of the doctors have the baby with her? Like it's not really super clear.
Maybe it was a guy who stumbled in and thought he was
no, because at the
taken a dead person, but it turned out to be alive.
Nah.
And he's like, shit, wrong room.
At the end of 5, Michael's broken out of prison, and Jamie's still a little girl, and she's sitting there crying. And then when when the Curse of Michael Myers picks up, it's like further along in the future, and she's no longer a girl. She's probably late teens, early 20s, and she just had a baby. And it's like, it's not clear on who the dad was and like what the intentions of the baby was, because it was had around the cult. So it's like, is it supposed to be like is he gonna take over for Michael? Is Michael gonna kill her and the baby? Like it was just like nothing was clear. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is like it could go in any direction with the TV show. They could even set it back in the 70s and reboot it again.
I'm a fan of the
question is, like, do you think it's going to be more character development, or do you think there's actually going to be like Michael. Regular killing?
I hope they don't go with Michael. Rob Zombie tried doing character development with him growing up as, first half of his first movie was him as a kid, and they didn't really go over well with a lot of fans. They were like, hurry up and get to being Michael in the Mask. Although we did get Joe Grizzly out of that though. After he broke out of the crazy home, we got Joe Grizzly, bitch.
Oh, that the guy that was like, I got this quarter pounder with cheese hollering back at me. Yeah. That guy?
Yeah. He's sitting there looking at the hustler, and he's just like, ooh, naughty girl. Naughty girl. But yeah, Miramax bought the rights. They're going to be doing a TV show at some point. I'm guessing with the success of Chucky, they're like, hey, this can be done, and there is a fan base that will watch it. I started watching it, and then I realized in my head I was confusing the TV series with the last movie that came out, where it wasn't. No, the one after that, the reboot one with with like Mark Hamill when he was doing the voice. Yes. I was confusing those two.
Mm.
I didn't like that movie, but for some reason in my head, I thought that was the TV show. But like
I thought
last,
good. I thought the changes they made were, I mean, I don't prefer it to the actual Child's Play series, but I thought the remake was pretty good. I thought the changes that they made, they all made sense with each other, you know?
yeah,
There was a there to still be called Child's Play and to still have that premise, but it was enough different to where he wasn't beholden to do anything the same, you know, and like they didn't have to recreate a scene from it or like throw member berries out there on purpose. Like there was enough of that already just by doing their own thing. I enjoyed it.
yeah. But I started watching the actual TV show last week on my drives, and I don't know how far I am into the first season, but I know it's close to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, without spoiling anything,
Did Fertility get patty caked yet?
did who?
I was just joking. I shouldn't have joked about that.
It's because it's a funny term. You keep wanting to slide it in.
The Jennifer
I
Tilly
apologize.
is Jennifer Tilly is in there.
She's in it. It
I
doesn't happen. That doesn't,
I've
just
I've
joking.
gotten past her debut into it and into I believe the last episode I finished was her getting the house.
Hmm.
If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The patty cake
I've seen
house.
I've seen the whole first season. I didn't start the second season yet.
I'll be starting it at some point next week when I go back to work.
It's really good. Brad Dourif's still doing the voice. He still sounds great. The story with the when they did Cult of Chucky the movie, it got a little convoluted, but they're still playing with that continuity, which is the same continuity. It got really back on track for Curse of Chucky, which is a fantastic one. Uh, but the show is really good. I think it's really well done. They have it's high school kids are the main characters, you know, but still it's they do a good job. All the performances, I think, good. Devin Saw was in it. He plays twins, so like that's
I
cool.
I did see his name pop up, but I haven't seen him yet in the
You
show.
definitely are. He's the main kid's dad, and his dad has a twin brother.
That's Devon Sawa?
And so you didn't recognize him. He still looks the same to me.
I didn't recognize him at all.
Yeah, that's him. That's adult Devin Sawa.
That's the wrong one. I think it's this one. I put some stuff in here for us.
No fucking way!
Some Chucky stuff.
Do you like a porno?
That's not Chucky.
So fucking gross.
This one's my favorite.
You goddamn crippled bitch.
I don't know what that's from, but I heard it
Oh,
and it made me laugh a lot. But the TV show so far is worth it.
yes,
I
100% recommend.
I do like that show, and if they can do something similar, if they could treat Halloween similar to the way they're treating the Child's Play series, it'll be good.
They have a blueprint. I mean, they see Chucky and it's doing well, and people like it. As far as I know, I love it. So they have a blueprint. They just got to kind of model it after that. They got to pick a nice place in the movie continuity of Halloween and stick it right in and go right after that. You know,
Yeah,
whether it's after H2O, after Resurrection. I think they got to ignore the Rob Zombies. They got to ignore the new ones. But it's
they
got to be with one of the series of movies. Whichever series they pick is fine. I think they should go original, but it's got to tie into one of those continuities. I
they
don't like it as an original retelling of the Halloween through TV show. I do not like that at all because they're going to try to do the whole plot of the first movie like in a season, so like an hour and a half movie in like 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever. Like it's going to suck.
I
Like they
believe they're
gotta.
gonna do 6 episode. I believe it's a 6 episode start
Which I don't mind how long it is. I prefer it be long, but if it's just a really long retelling of the first movie, that's too much. It's going to be so
Yeah.
slow. Going to make up stuff to add into there anyway. Just make up a continuation and go from there.
Yeah. They definitely shouldn't pick up after Resurrection. That's like outside of the newest one, that's like universally panned as everyone hates it. That's like a hardcore Halloween fan.
What if it started after H2O, which I know he got his head cut off? They could still. I like the explanation of him switching bodies and putting the paramedic in his mask. And so I like that. So they could still use that explanation and just pick up with Michael after that.
Yeah, they could bring Josh Hartnett back into the storyline.
What's that?
I
Josh
said
Hartnett,
that
yes.
because like he's never brought up in the following movie at all that I remember.
And he was in an episode of Black Mirror recently, so he's still doing stuff. He looks good. He's in good shape.
So it's like they could tie him in.
Back in it for that.
They could tie in Danielle Harris, like eliminate Chris and Michael Myers, and like now he's got a half sister who's also like.
The problem though is that it's still like Pat said. They're trying to cram
Wait,
what
who said?
could or should be. Like Pat, he said.
Who?
If it's fuck. This guy I know.
Names regardless, they're all gonna fuck up and forget at some point. So I don't care.
All right. Well, either way, like I heard from a friend. Anyway, I really don't think it's gonna be that good. I understand how Chucky can be good because there's already a lot of dialogue when it comes to those movies, but to be honest, there's not really a ton of dialogue or storyline in Halloween. I mean, maybe I'm just not picking up on it. I just feel like it's meant to be a movie where you see this crazy guy going and killing people. I don't think that there's a deep enough storyline there. I really don't. Not to make it a series. Because you're gonna need a lot of dialogue and you're gonna need a lot of storyline
You
that
get
doesn't
that from
involve
Dr.
the main
Loomis.
character.
Yeah, friend from the other characters, because obviously he's not going to be the main character. But Chucky does have good dialogue too, and he's definitely him and Freddy, who I think would be the perfect bad guys to have shows about. But other bad guys they're just not really the main character because, like he said, they're not talking or anything like that.
Yeah, he's not talking at all, and when he's on camera, it's just like to murder somebody. That's usually it.
You don't.
I mean,
You don't base the show around him though, like.
but that's what I'm saying.
You're not following him.
Don't. Yeah, but then you can't really call it a Halloween show. You're basing
That's
it
what
on
the movies are
characters.
like. You don't follow him around in the movie.
Exactly.
No, but he still pops up, and it's only like
He's
an hour and a half.
He's still gonna pop up in the TV shows though. It's just you don't need to follow him every episode, like the whole episode. He's gonna pop up and try and kill.
Yes. I know. What they're really going to do is they're going to elongate a scene that they would normally cut into like an eighth of it, really. That's what's going to happen.
That's my worry. If they start from the beginning, if they attach it to another movie, another continuity, and take it from there, I think it's got a good chance.
I mean, I get it because they can dive deep into a character that other fans care about and might be interested in. Like I said, maybe it's just because I'm not a fan why I can't see the appeal.
They should pick up from they should just pick up after the first one and avoid the second movie. The second movie makes Jamie Lee his sister though. And I don't think you really need her as the sister.
I'm fine with it, but not. I could go either way, I guess. My phone was dying, so I had to plug it in.
That's all good. I have mine propped up on 2 canisters.
2 cans of
of
tuna.
some fun plants and a hot sauce bottle.
Can of corn and I'll be fine.
The next thing that I had is, what's your guys' top 5 candy when you were trick or treating as a kid? Like your top 5 that you loved. Like
Who wants to go first?
I can if you guys need some time to think about it.
Going one at a
No,
time,
I
or
mean,
just
I'm ready. Whenever.
Like in no specific, like no specific order did I list mine. Like, I mean, obviously I could say my number 1 all time favorite candy even now would be like the Reese's
Reese's
peanut butter
Cup.
cup.
Yeah, that's definitely on my list.
That'd be number 1, and then all the rest you could just, depending on the mood, it'd be moved around.
Mm.
I could keep naming unless you guys want to do
Yeah,
your number
you're
1.
five, Craig.
My top 5.
Yep.
So at number 1, the peanut butter Reese's cup. More specifically, to these days, I do like the pumpkin shaped ones more than any of the others. They don't taste any different. It's just aesthetic.
Aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. And then after that, I'd go with Three Musketeers. I'd go with Payday. I'd go, as a kid, Twix. Now, not so much, but as a kid, Twix was up there. And then, what is it? Did I say Three Musketeers already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell's the other one? Milky Way. Those two they're not the same candy, but they're the same to me almost. Like I get them mixed up from time to time on which one is what. But those are my top 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I was mostly candy bars as well, but I also but like Reese's cups were on there for me. Paydays. I would say Ciclets I really like, and I still like Ciclets, but I don't get them that often. I don't see them really. I know they're out there. But then
Chiclets?
Snicker and Butterfinger. Yeah, Ciclets. It's a little plastic tube with little balls in them, and you got to like pinch the bottom of it, and the balls move up, and the top one pops out, and they're just like light, crisp candy shell with chocolate in the middle.
I know what
They're
you're
called
talking about.
Sixlets or Ciclets. I always pronounce Ciclets, but I think it's spelled Sixlets. They're really good.
I've never heard of it. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I remember.
They're fantastic. I also liked those
All right.
giant peanut-shaped marshmallows. The orange ones.
Oh, yeah. The
Oh
circus peanuts.
no, I'm just kidding. I didn't really remember those at all.
Oh, really? I mean, I know about them, but
I knew they
they're not
existed.
my top.
Yeah, I thought people universally didn't like them, so I just thought I'd throw that out there.
I don't like them. I know about them and I know what they're called, but I don't like them. I'm surprised I didn't know a candy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I bet if I see it, I'll probably know it immediately.
You would probably recognize it if you saw it. Maybe you hate it, but you would probably recognize it if you see it. But all right, Crinkly, what are your 5?
In the era we grew up trick or treating, like somebody would have had to have given it to you in your bag back then.
Yeah.
You just
They
don't
come
recall.
like they were little ones, but didn't they also come in like a bigger package? If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, different sizes.
Okay, then I do remember those. I do remember those. Then I used to get those from the grocery store though.
Like the size of a small straw in a plastic wrapper. That size and shape with just balls and little balls. Little chocolate balls.
I think he froze.
All right, Crinkly's out.
No,
oh, there you are.
I'm here.
Your screen did freeze on our end. You're back though. You're back.
I must be having issues because on mine it shows that you guys have internet. Or internet was unstable or something.
No, on the stream itself, you're here. You're looking good on our end.
What time is
Cool.
it?
Tool
I
time.
wrap up soon.
All right. The what was your
Hold
top
on, hold
five?
on. Top 5: Reese's, Snickers, Paydays, Almond Joys, and the last one, I would have to say probably Twizzler. I like a Twizzler.
Almond Joys are up there for me now, but as a kid, I
I
those were
always liked
ones like
them.
I always traded.
I liked them
Really?
then, but
Oh man, I love Almond Joys.
They just
the
weren't my
peanut butter
favorite.
or Butterfinger is so big on. I love Butterfinger.
Yeah, like I would trade Brandon Almond Joys for his paydays.
Payday
See, I
bomb.
like Butterfingers, but as a kid, I kept every time I would try to eat one. You know how like if you get through your candy bag and you pick one up and the shell comes off, so it kind of crumbles in the package. So when you're eating it, you gotta kind of like tip it back as you're eating it, or else all the chocolate falls out.
Mm.
And you know what I'm talking? Nobody that's never happened to either one of you. Come on, don't act like that. That
I'm
shit
not.
can
Which bar was it again?
the Butterfinger.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely. No, I know.
I never
I
ate
missed.
Yeah,
Butterfingers. I
I
always
was
traded
like,
Like
how do
those.
you not know that?
I like it. Definitely.
No, yeah, the Butterfinger. I would have said a Butterfinger, but every time I would eat one of those things, I'd end up choking on part of the chocolate or like the peanut butter wafer inside because it would be all crumbly. And then I would try to take it back, and inevitably one piece would like shoot to the back of my throat, and then I'd be like coughing it up. I still ate it because I liked it, but I would say number 6.
Did you know that a
Hey, I got
Chico
it not
stick is
scared.
just like the inside of a Butterfinger?
I
It's like a
did.
Butterfinger without the chocolate.
It is.
A Chico stick? I don't think I've tried one.
Yeah, they're bomb. Just a Butterfinger without the chocolate.
And the next thing I had
That might be good.
is what was your favorite Halloween costume you had and your least favorite you had?
Oh man, hands down, my favorite costume I actually borrowed from my ex father-in-law. It was one of my favorite ones because it was unsuspecting. Like you would, so it was it looked like it was just a normal suit from the outside, right? It was just like a blazer, a shirt, and a tie, and then you could wear slacks with it. The costume part was though is that it was in the middle was held together. The button shirt was actually held together by Velcro, and when you pulled it open, it was Superman. You had the Superman suit underneath it.
Mm.
So every time I took my kids up to a house, I would have to like Velcro it back up, and then we'd get there, and they'd inevitably ask me because it's weird to see a guy in like a suit going trick or treating,
Yeah, yeah.
and they would turn to me and they'd be like, "What's your costume supposed to be?" And I was like, "Mine, I'm Superman." And I would just do that like like every time, just like I'm Superman. And I was just every house. I loved it. It always got a good laugh, and it was just fun to do.
Nice.
As far as my least favorite, I'd probably say just Death. Like going as Death. I feel like it's like today's equivalent of like a bedsheet ghost. But I don't know. Maybe that's just how I feel. But I feel like that costume is overdone,
It can be, yeah.
and it's kind of and it's kind of just plain. It's too plain.
Yeah.
But anyway, what about your guys's?
Would you like?
Craig?
I know you expect me to say Michael Myers as my favorite, but it was actually the ghost face costume because Scream had just come out. I got the costume, and the reason why it was my favorite is we were up in my uncle's area trick or treating, and a friend of the family didn't know we were up there trick or treating, and she was terrified of the movie and of that character. And I seen them walking around while we were walking around up there, so I broke off and just started following them from a distance, and it was freaking her out. And they decided to just go home. And when they walked in and closed the door, since I knew them, I was like, I'm just going to walk in. And I walked in behind them, and I just grabbed her, and I started screaming, and she was like, ah, ah, ah. And I started laughing. I took off the mask. I was like, it's just me. So that's why that was my favorite, was just that whole experience. It was fun, like scaring the shit out of somebody like that. And then my least favorite was a shitty bee costume that Rotten Crotch made and we had to wear.
Oh shit. She made a costume for you at one point?
Yeah, and we,
Rotten Crotch? Is that
yeah,
what this is a person that's a nickname for?
yeah,
You're gonna have to tell me later.
she made it, and then it was like one of those whole, oh, well, she made it, and you don't want to hurt her feelings, so you got to wear it. I was like, I don't want to be a bee. This is
Oh, it was a
horrible.
bumblebee?
Yeah, it was a bumblebee. It was a terrible costume. And they're like, you could wear it again next year, too. I was like, no, the fuck I am not. They're like, what the hell do they do? They're like, she could reseam it. So if you grow, she could just like redo it. I was like, nope. And I was never the bumblebee again. What about you?
I don't have a really strong story for my favorite one. I don't really remember having a favorite one. The one that sticks out to me is I was Freddy Krueger one year. So I had the shirt, the hat, the glove, but for the face, you had to mix together this goop and then like paste it on you, and eventually it hardened and dried. As it came up with a pretty nice burn look. You know, it was cheap, but it was cool. And then when I remember when we got home, the only way to get it off was to rip it off, and it's freaking like glue on my face, you know. I
Yeah.
remember my dad peeled it up a little bit to get his finger underneath it, just like just yanked it off, and like it was painful getting it off, but it was I enjoyed it. My least favorite one, I was thinking about going
Oh,
with
I
the
thought
same
that
story,
was
but
your
it's
least
hard to
favorite because of the
I was
fucking.
thinking
I was like, yeah, that does suck. I could see why that's your least favorite.
I was thinking of going with that, but then I started thinking about it more, and I'm gonna have to say that last year for Halloween I was Chucky, and I have no butt, and the costume was not flattering whatsoever. I couldn't think about anything else while I was Chucky except for how my butt looks behind me in this thing. So I'll go with that one.
Not bad. And then to close
I even
this,
got like a fake butt to put in there, but it still didn't really do anything. The fabric and the way that it laid on me, I don't know, it just was not flattering at all,
you had a
and I
case of the
didn't like
flat butt.
it. Yeah. Case of the hills.
to to close us out, the would you rather that I thought of is, would you rather wake up in a world where spiders are as big as a lion and they hunt us? Or would you rather wake up in a world full of zombies that can actually run and retain the intelligence of a second grader?
Oh.
So like they could do basic things like they could open doors, they could get in, they can,
Pick up on some context clues.
yeah. Think about that. Think about a spider the
Still
size of a
have the height,
lion.
like smell though, and hearing and stuff though, as zombies would.
Would they what?
Do they still have like a heightened sense of smell and sound?
It's what
Still
zombies
most
are,
likely.
but they're fast and have the intelligence of a second grader.
I'd probably have to go the zombie route myself. I don't think I could take on a spider that was that big. And I mean, especially if it has its relative speed and can shoot webs and stuff, I just don't see myself taking on one of those. But I think if like um a whole bunch of like sentient second graders came at me, I think I could take them all. So I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, I have to say the same. And well, it also depends. Like the spiders are they? Is there as many spiders as there are zombies? Because if you think about the people,
There's as many
you're talking
spiders
millions.
as there are today. However many are out there, that they're all
There's so
now the
many.
size of a lion.
That's terrifying though. There's so many.
They say
I know, but
statistically,
you got to think about it though. How many lions do you see in a city though?
no, but statistically, they say there's a spider within you in a 10 feet radius at all times.
Yeah, they are because wait, okay, hold on now. Are you saying that?
That's just
There's
Oh, you
statistically.
said you wake up. Hold
Yeah.
on. You said you would wake up, right?
Yeah, you you go to sleep and it's our world right now, and tomorrow when you wake up, you're in the spider world where they're that big, or you're
Or a
in the zombie world.
apocalypse?
Yeah.
Oh god, I would definitely go zombies then, because the amount of spiders that exist right now would be overwhelming if all of them turned into the size of a fucking. And on top of that, you got to think if a daddy longlegs grows overnight to the size of a lion, its teeth, it's already isn't it supposed to be like the world, like one of the world's most deadliest spiders? The only reason.
I believe it's the world's deadliest spiders. It's the world's deadliest spider that can't bite us
Yeah.
because its mouth is too small to pierce our skin. But if it was, I believe if it was the size where it could, that size where it could bite us, it might become like the
And
deadliest
think about how
spider.
many daddy longlegs.
Way dangerous than a black widow.
Say that again.
I'm pretty sure a brown recluse is way more deadly than a black widow.
Yeah. I think they're
Yeah.
more aggressive. Black widows, I don't think tend to go and just attack you unless you fuck with it. Where the brown
Yeah.
recluse, it's out to fuck anything up. It's the drunk at the bar that's got issues with life. They're like, "You want to step outside? Let's go."
We'll fucking go.
Looking for a reason.
We'll fucking go, buddy. We'll fucking go.
Yeah.
I'll take you outside and boon you.
So you
I
guys,
watched a British earlier.
I too would pick up or wake up in the zombie world. They're gonna be fast though, like they're fast moving zombies. It's not like, oh, there they are, 30 yards out. Let's just start walking away. It's like, no, they're fast. They're gonna run at you.
But I feel like stand there and have them run at you and then step aside at the last second and they would like trip and fall, like getting ready to lunge at you. I feel like that's what a second grader could do. Like if they were coming at you to kill you with all of their abilities, you could step aside at the last second and they would lunge at you and hit the ground.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm just saying,
plus, if you think about how many spiders you have in your home, like you're probably not gonna wake up in a zombie apocalypse to being bitten, or at least statistically speaking. Because even if they had that ability to climb in, like if your doors are locked and everything's fine, unless you have like a death in the home, you're probably going to be fine until you look outside and see the world burning. Whereas a spider, if all of a sudden you're sleeping and like you said, you're never more than 6 feet away from a spider, could you imagine just randomly you wake up to the sound of like a desk breaking next to you just because it was like hiding in a crack and it just like expands and then cracks the shit out of your desk. So you're already like, what the fuck? What's going on? And you're in the dark, and then all of a sudden you just have this giant fucking spider launching itself at you.
Yeah.
That.
I mean, there's going to be lion-sized spiders falling through the ceiling the moment it happens. There's definitely spiders in the ceiling.
Oh no, they wouldn't grow to that size. They would just already be that size out in the world. Like you'd wake up in a world where like,
oh, so it's not our world with giant spiders. It's just giant spider world.
Yeah, you'd wake up in that world. So like your house and everything would be fine. It's just outside. They'd be outside. Like they wouldn't be like in your roof. And then when you wake up, they magically grow to
Oh,
that
I still
size.
think I still think
in that
zombies.
case, I'm going spider. I'm going spider because we would have eradicated the shit out of them to where it's only a nuisance, not a problem.
Yeah, I'm sticking with zombies.
You think that, but
I'm go-
think about how quick they can reproduce and how many spider eggs they can lay, hundreds
yeah,
at
I
a
know, but you
time.
think about yeah, but you think about where they exactly, but you also think about where they are. You know, like if we woke up in a like we would have to in that world we wouldn't be apex predators. So we wouldn't have shit like houses and bridges and shit like what we do now.
Yeah,
If they weren't able to be eradicated, that's what I'm saying. Like if they weren't able to be eradicated, I would say zombies. But if you're talking about, oh, we still have a world like we do now, but on top of that, occasionally we have to deal with a lion-sized spider, I guarantee that you're going to have a lot less lion spiders. I mean, they might hunt us, but they're going to be apprehensive to come in, especially when they see like a lot of their own species getting killed immediately. Because you're talking about, at that point, we would probably have cities blocked off, and there would be like gunmen everywhere just to
yeah.
shoot spiders. Like they're carrying an AR-15 would probably be almost mandatory at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. I would take a chance at a spider.
I'm going zombies.
Yeah, but think
Um,
of think about if that spider gets anywhere near you, how big it is, how fast it is. Like you're not gonna outrun that.
I'm not gonna outrun fast sprinting zombies if there's also 100 of them at once coming at me from all directions around the city. I might add. So you're gonna either get cornered extremely fast and die,
I
or you're
if
gonna have a gun with you at all times and people next to you that also have guns with them at all times.
if
So
I'm
that way,
gonna
when
die
one of
though,
those suckers jumps into the city to attack one of us, we're always at the ready.
in the
I'm
scenario
just
though,
saying.
in the scenario where I am gonna die from one of them, I'd rather die from zombies than a big ass spider on me.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, I don't think you're gonna die in the spider one. I think you have more of a chance of the world actually becoming apocalyptic in the sense in the zombie world than you would in the spider world.
And there's a chance to
The spiders are going to start eating all the wild animals first. So they're going to take up all the food supply.
Well,
That's gonna take a bunch of us out.
well, I mean, you're right. That could
just
potentially be an issue,
start eating
but you
spider meat.
Yeah. I
that
wonder,
is
maybe it
true.
is. Right now it's
Who
pretty
knows? It might
small.
taste like chicken.
Might taste like spider too, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah. Goopy
Sounds pretty good.
goopiness, I imagine.
I think I think I'd have more fun in the zombie world because there's more things to kill that don't freak me
Yeah,
out. Like
that don't freak you out.
zombies don't freak me out as much as a
Yeah,
lion-sized
that's bottom
spider.
line. Yeah, that's bottom line for me.
Like
I mean, I was with you until you said they wouldn't be falling from our ceiling because I'm
well,
thinking about like, oh,
I said you wouldn't
good
wake.
night, good night, kiddos, have a good night, and then all of a sudden I'm sleeping there and it's just like, bam.
Well, I'm saying when you wake up, like I think he took it as soon as you wake up, then they grow. So if they were in your attic and then when you wake up, that's when they grow. Like they're already that
Well,
size. So like if they are in your attic, they're already going to be in your attic that size. It's not like they're all going to grow around you.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they're gonna be in my attic.
We don't know. We don't know what it's going to
Come
be
on,
like when
man.
you wake up. I'm just saying they exist. They're a
Ah.
thing when you wake up.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be terrified as hell because
Let me say
spiders creep
in
me
each
out.
scenario, in each one, you will be dealing with them. It's not like you, oh, I'm just going to live in my house and I'll never see them and other people are going to take care of it for me.
No, I mean I
you'll
never said that,
end up
but
seeing one. You saying you wouldn't be more freaked out seeing a spider that big than a zombie?
oh no, hell yeah.
You're gonna see
I'm
all of
thinking
its
about.
eyes, all 8
Oh,
eyes
God.
looking at you, and
Yeah, that'd be
you're gonna
terrifying.
see its fucking mouth moving,
Eight legs.
like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh. And
I
then
know, but like I said, it depends. Like if I'm dealing with one every like couple of days versus one every minute of a zombie world, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm weighing the pros and the cons, and I'm trying to take the lesser of two evils.
they're both evil.
Yeah, that's why I said lesser of two evils. I didn't say lesser of one evil.
I don't think you're factoring in the intelligence of the zombie, though. You're not dealing with just a stupid zombie that's like, "Oh, Walking Dead zombie. It's gonna be smart, like your average second grader.
Wouldn't that make it worse? Wouldn't that make it being in the spider world easier? I mean, because you're like I said, you're not
I'm
talking about
saying,
having a
like,
million spiders in one little city. You're talking about probably a couple dozen because at that point the world's going
I'm
to
just
start
saying,
eradicating
like,
them.
factor everything in. I'd still rather deal with the smarter, faster zombie than oh shit, there's a giant spider, and unless I have a gun that can take it out, if it gets near me, it's not like I could hold it off.
I mean, I understand that, but the likelihood of not having a person with a gun near you.
I
I
don't
mean, I'm
know.
just saying.
I mean,
You
you're
think
gonna have
about
a
it here,
person
like
with a gun with you with the zombies too. Like the zombies are just less creepy.
yeah, I know, but you're still
They're
talking like as
They'd
if you're
still be
gonna
easier to
die
deal with.
in the spider world instantly. If you wake up into a zombie apocalypse without a gun, your death is almost certain.
I've got a gun.
Immediately.
I've got a gun.
Okay, yeah, you do.
I think both arguments have merit, but
Yeah,
I'm going zombie.
if you didn't have a gun, say you had a knife in your house, that zombie's still going to be easier to take out than a spider with a knife. Just think about it. You're going to have the spider's going to have to be close enough for you to stab the shit out of it. The
Yeah.
zombie, you could like fucking move a little and then fucking boop right in the head.
I mean, like you said though, like they're not dumb, but they're not super intelligent. You said a 2-year-old
No, a
or
second
a
grader.
second grader? A
That
second grader. So
just
you
your
think about a
average second
second
grader.
grader? You think a second grader's knowledge, but in an adult sized body.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like that's still a powerful force, and to think about it, yeah, you might be able to take on one at a time, but if you had like 5, what is it? What is second grader? Like 6, 7, right?
Uh,
Yeah, 7.
Harley's 5
So
in kindergarten. So
so think about it.
7.
You have 5 7-year-olds, except they're all at the height of an adult and the strength of an adult. And they're all coming at you, and it only takes one little bite versus one giant
I never
spider.
said the zombie bite turns you. I didn't lay any of those rules down. I just said you wake up in the world with them. We don't know if that zombie bite turns you into a zombie.
Um,
I mean, when you eventually die, you'll be a zombie.
well, see, there you go. So even if you don't get turned, your chances of dying, I think, are still more probable, like, or higher in the zombie world than the spider world. I still do.
I hope you dream of giant ass spiders tonight. And wake up terrified like, ah, ah. I should have picked the zombie world.
Craig, fucking Craig, put these nightmares in my brain.
Yeah. That's what I had for the Would You Rather.
It's a good one.
Nice.
It sparked
So,
good
should we
debate.
decide right now what movie we want to review next week?
I'm
Or are
up.
we gonna, or maybe we can exchange suggestions over the Discord.
Uh,
Yeah.
And time.
I'll just say I'm up for that one you were talking about, Feast.
Okay.
Uh, the
Been a
Oh,
while
yeah.
since I watched Feast.
I just want to make sure it's the correct one though. Like I see Feast 1, Feast 2, and Feast 3. Like
There
do
are
you,
3 feet. Yes, there are 3 of
okay,
them.
so
I haven't seen second and third one though that I remember, but the first one's really good.
it is on the app that you and I have.
Good.
You the one you and I pay for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Me and you use it.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know who you were talking about.
It's on there,
I
so
paid for it as well.
so we all three of us have it. I don't want to say it just because I don't want
Yeah,
it to
don't.
potentially get taken down.
I agree. I don't even want it out in the. I do not want to put the name out there at all.
That's why I didn't
Just
say it.
know.
That's why I just said the app.
Yep.
But it's on there. Or all three of them
Yeah.
are on there.
All right. Yeah, let's watch the first one and review that next time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down.
And then after that we'll do one from you. Right? We'll just keep going in circles on who
Okay.
picks.
I'll keep an eye out for a horror movie that looks interesting.
Yeah.
I am currently downloading it to my phone so I can watch it on Tuesday when I go back to work.
That is a
I'd be
cool
careful
hat.
about saying.
You what?
That's a cool hat.
Oh, thank you. It's my streaming hat for when I'm
I like it.
wearing
How much did that cost you?
the hat or the patch.
Yeah, because that's a custom hat.
It's just a patch.
Oh, okay. I thought you had it
I-
custom made.
I'm gonna wear this when I stream Killer.
Hmm.
So I'll have that on, and then the hat will be over it. And, and since you guys are here, and it came in when I do play Killer, and I eventually get a kill. I don't know if you could hear this.
Oh my god. I can't hear it.
That's awesome.
And then I'm gonna be doing the leather face. Here, I'll do it real quick, just so you can see it now.
Oh, that's good.
You gotta give me the beep.
Get the glasses off.
The glasses are a good touch.
They kind of like Cornelius right now.
So
I was about to say that. I was like, dude, kind of looks like the guy from the movie we watched. Like the eyes and everything too, like because it just shows the skin. It just looks red.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
that's my plan for streaming when I'm playing Killer. Just
I love it.
so it's like ridiculously entertaining. Oh, hi Harley.
I do have to go now, though. My dad and brother are waiting for me to help them do something.
Sounds good.
All right.
Oh,
All right
she's
then.
here with it. She's trying to cut me.
Uh
Kill you?
Well, did we ever decide on a sign off? I don't remember. I thought we had one, but I can't remember it
I
offhand.
didn't think we had. I don't think we ever like settled on one, but I know we were talking about one.
What about like a until next time, bitch?
I am up for that.
Yeah, okay, that works.
And let me.
Then once we have other stuff to plug, like different social media stuff and things like that, we can do that.
Yeah.
Before that is
Just back in with it. All right. So, if you want to give us the proper send off, I will get everything clicked over.
until next time, bitch.
Summer night, would you dance with the wolf in the pale moonlight?